us, you can write to us on a WhatsApp number that is flashing on your screen and will be flashing throughout the show on the top of your screen. And you can also connect with us on our social media pages. But with this, let's move on and let's welcome Shahina Mukadam to guide us fundamentally, as well as Hemen Kapadia is joining us on the technical front. A very good morning to both of you, and thank you so much for your time. The first query that I have, let's kickstart then, and this one is coming in from Hemant. Hemen, this query is specifically coming in from you, where he wants an advice on Nesco. He recently entered this stock. His buy price is 900 rupees. Is this a good stock to hold in for the medium to long term? What's your advice, Hemen? Good morning.
Very good morning, Srishti. Thank you for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure. Short-term point of view, the stock is going nowhere. We've been in a corrective phase for 3 months. So if it's a shorter-term view, he needs to exit. If it's a positional or a longer-term view, I think it's a clear hold.
The next query is from Pratiksha from Oman. She's holding UCO Bank and Birla Corp. She's making a loss of around 15% and 10% on each of them. She can hold both these counters for the next 3 months. Hemen, what would be your view on both these counters, UCO Bank and Birla Corp?
If I can request her to hold for 6 months or more, UCO Bank is a hold. I don't think there's a cause for concern. Birla Corp, on the other hand, I believe that for time frame, as of now, it's a hold because the short-term bottom seems to be on the angle.
All right, moving on to the next query then, and Shahina, very good morning to you as well. And the first query that we have for you is coming from Poonam. She's holding 41 shares of Zomato. Buy price is 263 rupees. A couple of news flow recently coming in from Zomato. But what to do in this particular stock? Believe that her buy price is quite at a higher price. 263 is her entry price.
Well, I think she should continue to hold currently. I believe Blinkit is also turning very profitable. One needs to continue to hold for the longer term. Short term, there has been some profit booking and selling from earlier investors. I believe if the stock, corrects, then she can add and average her position. But please hold it for the longer term.
Well, the next query is from Mohsin from Bangalore. He's bought 2000 shares of Steel Authority of India Limited for 142 rupees. He's asking whether should he continue to hold this counter or shift to Tata Power. Shaina, what would be your view?
I believe the steel sector should be avoided as of now. So I think some other sector would be preferable compared to the ferrous as of now. So neither of the two are advised.
All right. The next query that I have, Hemen, is coming in from Kumar from Mysore, and he's requesting for a short-term strategy for Nelco. He didn't share his buy price for Nelco, but just wanted to understand that how is this looking on the technical front? Would you suggest a fresh buy at this point in time?
At this point in time, I suggest he just wait a bit and hold on. I would not add more. I would just ride it. It's moving up and all-time highs. Hold.
Okay. The next query is from Anjali from Nashik. She has bought a few shares of a CSC. She wants to know whether should she continue to hold or sell out of this counter. Shaina, what would be your fundamental view on CSC?
Oh, the stock is very bullish, both in terms of financial performance, as growth is there in profits as well as technicals. So she should hold.
Shahina, the next query is coming in from Hanif, and I guess he's writing to us for the first time. He actually wants an advice on two stocks. One of them is Suzlon. He's holding 500 shares, buy price is 83 rupees, and the other one is Reliance Power, 650 rupees. Buy price is 34 rupees, 650 in quantity, and buy price is 34 rupees. I beg your pardon. Shahina, any view on these both of these stocks? I know that these counters are very much volatile, but do you hold any view on these?
Yeah, I think both of them are volatile. They have actually rallied substantially, even at current levels, though. I would believe that one needs to keep a stop loss, but you can continue to hold, given that they are doing very well in terms of order book and growth. Suzlon, for example, I would be comfortable if, even if you keep a near-term stop loss of close to about 70 rupees, I think that would be a good level. And even Reliance Power, there's a lot happening in terms of M&A, so I think one needs to hold on to both.
The next query is from Thomas George from Cochin, and China, it is for you. He wants to know which is the best long-term buy in the data center sector. Any suggestions on that front?
I'll pass this question.
All right, but with this fears, it's time to slip into a very short break. 8 queries done, but many more to go. So stay tuned for more. But for now, it's time for a quick break. Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now, and taking a look at the markets on an intraday basis, what we are seeing is that Nifty is now turned flat. It was up by around 30-40 points when we just started the show, but now if you will see, it's now down in the negative territory, and it's Nifty Bank as well, which has corrected more 100 points since when we started highlighting Nifty Bank for you all. 370 points of cut is what we are witnessing in Nifty Bank as well. So bit more correction coming in on the markets. So let's track that. But with this, let's get back to your stock related queries then. And the next query that I have, Shahina, is coming in from Veni, and he wants an advice on Rainbow Children Hospitals. He's holding 60 shares. His buy price is 15-20 rupees. What to do in this particular stock? Can he go ahead and add more and average out his buying since he's at a loss?
Well, I suggest there are other better stocks in hospital space rather than Rainbow. So he should switch, in my view, from Rainbow to something like maybe Apollo. I think that looks like a better hospital stock as of now.
The next query is from Abhinandan from Bangalore. He has purchased few shares of Hindustan Zinc at a price of 353. Hemen, should he hold this counter or book profits here?
I think it's a hold as of now.
All right, moving on to the next query. This one is coming in from Karthi. And Shahina, if you can advise Karthi on RVNL, because he's holding 99 shares, his buy price is 591 rupees. In all these railway stocks, we have seen great run up. But specifically for RVNL, believe that his buy price is quite an elevated price. What to do in this one? Is that a sell or hold?
Well, the numbers were pretty disappointing, and the overall space for railways is actually correcting. But if you're a long-term investor, I think that you can still, continue to hold. Maybe in the shorter term, you'll see some consolidation. But I would believe that for the long-term investor, one should continue to hold.
Well, the next query is from Manoj from Pune. He has 200 shares of Rishabh Instruments, bought at an average price of 430. He's saying there was a sharp correction in the share prices, and he wants to know whether should he continue to hold this counter, get out of it. Shahina, have you tracked this counter, Rishabh Instruments?
Cap, it looks pretty weak as of now. So I would suggest that he exits.
Right, that's an advice on exit coming in on this stock. But Hemen, all these OMC's counters have been quite strong in the recent while, and one such stock is BPCL, when Rebecca from Kolkata is holding the stock from a price of 318 rupees. But now is the good time to book out some profits out here and rather invest the same money in Tata Power or continue to hold BPCL?
Continue to hold BPCL for 400.
Okay, the next query is from Govind from Andhra Pradesh. He's holding 150 shares of Fusion Microfinance, bought at a price of 470. He wants to know whether he should continue to hold or exit this counter. Shahina, have you looked at this counter, Fusion Microfinance?
He should exit. I think the better counters in the NBFC space, something like even a Shriram Finance looks better.
All right, Shahina, the next query that I have is coming in on Bajaj Finserv, when Sudhir from Hyderabad is having 100 shares, but his buy price is 1580 rupees. How do you see this stock in the short to medium term?
Well, it is expensive. At the same time, I think, while it is underperformed the overall market, it will continue to consolidate for some more time. If you really want to, outperform the market uh, into a comparable NBFC, maybe a Shriram would be better.
Query is from Rura Gowda from Karnataka. He is having 50 shares of Archin Chemical bought at a price of 540. Hemen, any advice whether should he continue to hold this counter or exit?
No, Archean is a hold.
Arkin is a hold coming in from Hemin right now. But Hemin, the next query that I have is coming from Mekha, writing all the way from UAE, and she wants your advice on two stocks. Firstly is NHPC, her average buy price is 86 rupees, and the other one is South Indian Bank, average buy price is 29 rupees. Are they good to add at current levels? What will be your advice, Hemin?
I think NHPC is an ad at current and slightly lower levels. Impossible to catch the top and bottom. South Indian Bank also, I think, between 22 and 24 are the levels where she can add.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now. Let's keep it going with your stock related queries. And the next query that I have, Shahina, is coming in from BK Call. Guess she's writing to us for the first time and wants an advice on Angel One, holding 147 shares and buy price is 2,508 rupees. What to do, Shahina, in this particular stock?
Well, I think she should continue holding. There was some deep correction that had happened, but now the stock is back on recovery path. I think it is one of the best in the category, so it's a hold.
Well, the next query is from Akhil from Delhi. He wants to know whether should he buy Texmaco Oil and Samvardhana Motherson at current prices for the next 2 to 3 years. Shaina, what would be your view on Texmaco Oil and Samvardhana Motherson?
Well, I would say, please wait and buy it on dips because these are the companies that are being impacted by the global issues, especially Bangladesh. I think Texmaco will take some bit of a hit because of slowdown in terms of order execution. So I would recommend buy it at dips, and Samvardhana I would prefer buying the Samvardhana wiring rather than the parent. So to that extent, I would say buy wiring and buy Texmaco at declines.
All right. Instead of SAMIL, you can invest in Motherson's Samvadna wiring as well. So that's the take coming in from Shahina. But the next query that I have, Hemen, is coming specifically for you. This one is from Krish, and he has bought Sharda Motors with a 1-year time frame, 50 quantity, as well as his buy price is 2,605 rupees. What's your view on this, Hemen?
Longer term charts remain unequivocally bullish, Shrishti. So I don't think there's much to worry about. I think he can hold for his time frame. There could be some corrections, but we are in a longer term uptrend up yet.
The next query is from Ajay, and he wants to know whether should he continue to hold or add Engineers India and Parag Milk. For Engineers India, his buy price is 250, and for Parag Milk, his buy price is 200. Shaina, what would be your view here for Engineers India and Parag Milk?
Engineers India is suffering like the rest of the PSU pack, and so I would suggest he can take some profits off the table. And Parag Mill came out with very good numbers, and at current levels, it looks like a decent hold.
That's the take on Parag Milk. But moving on, the next query that I have, Hemen, is coming in from Chandni. Firstly, Hemen, she wants to thank you for your advice because Chandni is a regular follower of our show and she's been following you as well. But she wants to know now on Geo Financials because she's holding 35 shares and a buy price. She didn't mention this, the buy price, but overall, what's your view on Geo Financials, Hemen? Believe Chandni is at some profits in this one. A good time to book out profits or continue to hold on?
Firstly, grateful to Chandni for a kind word, Srishti. No, I think Geo is a hold. We've just on the verge of ending a corrective phase, and this corrective phase has been going on for 5 months. Short-term bottom being made, hold.
Query is from Pramod from Bangalore. He's holding 100 shares of IREDA at a price of 165. Should he continue to hold or sell? Hemen, what would be your view? Any target price also on IREDA?
Paucity of data, not fair to give a longer term point of view technically, but we'll make do with whatever data we have. If it's 9 months or more, it's a hold. shorter term time frame, we've entered into an intermediate correction. So that would be a sell on bounce.
Right. Moving on, and Shahina, the next query that I have is coming in on Snowman Logistics, because once these updates are coming in, some of these logistics stocks are doing pretty well. But any view on this stock? Because a viewer named Teja is holding 1,000 shares and buy price is 84 rupees. What to do in this one? Hold or sell?
Well, you can hold, but do keep a stop loss. It's a small cap and it's done pretty well for itself as of now. But you can keep a stop loss which could be close to about 75.
The next query is from Suguna from Dubai. She's holding 100 shares of Varroc Engineering, bought at a price of 625. 200 shares of Indocount, bought at a price of 423. Should she continue to hold both these counters? Shahina, what would be your view, Varroc Engineering and Indocount?
Uh, I believe both could be decent bets for the longer term because textiles is coming back in terms of India, uh, replacing some of the other markets. So Indo count looks good, and Baroque also. I believe one can keep a stop loss and continue to hold it for the longer term.
Right. Hemen, the next query is from Vibha, and she wants a short-term view on SBI Life holding 20 shares and buy price is 1671 rupees. Your view, Hemen?
Hold. A close above 1790 would quantify as a short-term breakout, which should take it to 1860. Hold for safety, keep a stop loss at 1750.
The next query is from Padma. She's holding few shares of Bharat Electronics, bought at a price of 98, so solid profit on this counter. But she wants to sell this counter and buy Castrol and Newland Labs. Shahina, would you advise her doing this, selling BL and buying into Castrol and Newland Labs?
Well, I mean, the stock has given you that little bit of correction. If you're a longer term holder, I see no reason why you need to switch. You could continue to hold at current levels. Newland Labs, of course, is doing well because they are getting some good, momentum in terms of US sales. But I would suggest just continue to hold.
All right. The next query that I have, Shahina, is coming in from a viewer. He didn't. Okay, Smita from Bangalore has written to us, and she wants to invest in some of the textile or sugar counters. At this point, Shahina, any of your top bets from these sectors?
Well, I'll pass this question on.
All right. Himin, let me put this query to you because specifically all these sugar counters are doing pretty well. Indeed, there has been news flow around, but any of your top bets from the sugar space, any of the companies that you have been tracking?
Seriously, normally the whole sector follows Balrampur. Balrampur is shot through the roof and the entire sector is lagging, which I think is perplexing. Having said that, the sugar and energy looks good. It's broken out from here. Long-term consolidation phase, medium-term uptrend starting. So I would recommend Awadh Sugar.
The next query is from Vishwanath Nair from Cochin, and it's for you, Shaina. He wants to know whether should he sell 200 shares of Wockhardt, bought at a price of 385, or continue to buy this counter on dips. And the second query is on actually Tata Motors DVR. He wants to know whether should he sell Tata Motors DVR and buy Tata Motors. I don't think he needs to do that because the record date for the same is 1st September, right?
Yeah, so I think he needs to continue to hold. He doesn't need to do that. And as far as Wockhardt also goes, he can continue to hold the stock. He can keep a stop loss of close to about 850.
All right, moving on to the next query, and this query is from Kamal from Bangalore, and he's holding 6,000 shares of Patel Engineering. His buy price is close to 54 rupees. Himen, in the next 3 months, will you be able to help him with any possible targets in this particular stock?
Well, the stock has entered an intermediate correction, short-term oversold, longer-term charts going nowhere. Firstly, we need to identify a stop loss for him. Stop loss comes in at 48, and we need a weekly close above 66 followed by 70. If the stop loss remains sacrosanct, upside levels are taken out, then we see a target of 80.
The next query is from Kamlesh Dixit from Panchkula, and he has 500 shares of Anantraj, bought at a price of 41, 250 shares of Titagar Wagon, bought at a price of 131. Should he continue to hold both these counters for the next 1 year? Shaina, what would be your view on Anantraj and Titagar Wagon?
Anantraj, he can continue to hold. They are doing pretty well. They have got a good order book also. In terms of financials also, things are improving. So he can continue to hold. The railway stock, I would prefer that Titagarh Wagons, he would buy it at dips. Or if he's holding, take part profits.
To the next query, Hemen, your view on Genus Power, because this stock is indeed doing well for the last couple of trading sessions. But Venkat Ramani wants to know, is this a good stock to enter even at current market price, or he should wait out for some dips and then enter?
I think it's a clear wait, Shishti. If a stock goes from 210 to 440 in a few months, I wouldn't be so brave enough to recommend it, despite clear upside momentum going on. So, you'll be susceptible to a bigger correction if and when it sets in. So, even if you're buying now, buy 1/4, or ideally, I would wait for a correction before entering. Though, as of now, it looks like going up first.
Well, that was Hemen's view on Genus Power. With that, let's slip into a short break and we'll address more of your queries post that.
Welcome back to Buy Now Sell Now. Let's keep it going with your queries then, and we are going to address the 32nd query on the show, and I'm coming to you, Shahina, for this one. Query is from Amit from Mumbai and wants to know, is this a right time to enter Adani Ports or Interglobe Aviation at current levels?
I would prefer Adani Ports over Interglobe Aviation. I think ports will do better than aviation in the very, very long term.
From Pooja Jain, she's holding 500 shares of Bajaj Healthcare, bought at a price of 350. Hemen, what would be your short-term view on this counter?
Short-term view on Bajaj Healthcare, I would suggest a hold, not a very clear picture technically. Hold,
Any long-term view on this counter?
clear or hold.
Shaina, any long-term view on Bajaj Healthcare?
No, I'll pass this.
Okay.
All right. The next query that I have, Shahina, is coming from S. Manjunath, and he's actually having 22% loss in BEML since his average price is close to 5,000 rupees. Any view on this, Shahina? What to do in this stock? And he also wants to know, can he go ahead and add more of this counter to get his average price at a lower levels?
Not at current levels. If he wants to average, he has to wait for some time. I would prefer he averages close to about 3,500. As of now, if he's holding and he wants to exit, he can also exit.
Next query is from RK Ahuja. He's holding 50 shares of Garden Reach. He's sitting on a considerable profit, but given the fact that the share prices have dropped nearly 30% in the last 1 month, he's worried and he wants to know whether should he sell and shift his investments toward ICICI Prudential Life for the next 2 years. Shaina, what would be your view?
It makes sense. He can switch to ICICI Pru as of now.
Hemen, the next query that I have is coming from Anand from Karnataka and wants a view on Natco Pharma. He has bought some shares at a price of 1,326 rupees, but wants to buy more of this. So, Hemen, are you seeing or are you looking out for some correction in this particular stock, wherein Anand can go ahead and add more of this stock, or your view on this one?
For your opinion, please, Srishti. Medium to long term charts still seem good enough. So don't see a correction happening yet. Daily close below 1420 could trigger off a small decline. I think that's when our viewer can consider buying.
The next query is from K. Swami. He's holding 1,000 shares of Karnataka Bank, bought at a price of 205. 2,000 shares of Bank of India, bought at a price of 126. Hemen, what would be your short-term view on both these counters, Karnataka Bank and Bank of India?
PSU banks have taken a hiatus, so to speak, Somit. So shorter term view is it's a non-trending view. Both of them are consolidating. So if it's a short term view, you need to sell or sell on bounce. If it's 1 year, a very clear hold.
Hemen, once again coming to you, your view on sale, because Girish is holding 10,000 shares and buy price is 157 rupees. What to do in this one?
Hold with a stop loss of 125. Results were not good, but that's out in the open. Worst is almost over. Internationally, copper has bottomed out. Your metal index is looking better. Not much to lose. Hold.
Balakrishna from Chennai, he wants to know whether should he buy CG Power at current prices. Shaina, what would be your view?
He can look to buy it at dips. A lot of, the whole group is under, some sort of news flow. But yes, CG Power looks good at current levels. You can keep buying it and hold it for the longer term.
All right, Shahina, what's your view on Berger Paints? Because Jaydev Appa is holding stock from a price of 505 rupees for the long term. Do you believe it's a good stock to hold on?
I'm not too positive on the paint industry as of now overall because we have got a lot of new competition coming in, and so to that extent, volume as well as prices are coming off. So I would switch, keep in, invest in some other sector versus paints.
Query is from Suresh. He's holding a few shares of Hindalco, purchased at a price of 600. He wants to know whether should he continue to hold or sell this counter. Hemen, any view on Hindalco?
Yes, I think a bounce is underway. Hold, we are heading towards 710, and if we take out 710, some recovery is underway.
Hemen, once again coming to you, how much more upside is there in PNB Housing? Because Tina has already bought these shares at a price of 845 rupees.
I think stock is looking very interesting, Swishti. We've been in a range between 600 and 900 over the last 6 or 7 months. A weekly, ideally a monthly, close about 900 would trigger an upside breakout and take it comfortably past the four-figure mark. Hold.
Query is from Mukund from Pune. He has 100 shares of Titan bought at a price of 3,258. He wants to know the next 3 months target on Titan. Hemen, any target on Titan?
I'd say first we identify the stop loss. We are currently at 3544. Keep a stop loss of 3380. First headache at 3620. I'm assuming that gets taken out. If and only if that gets taken out, we are going to 3760 in the 3 month time frame that he's inquiring about.
All right. The next query that I have, Shahina, is from Hashim from Calicut. His query is it a good time to buy IOC at current market price for a long term? And can this be a good dividend play as well?
Well, it is, but among the three OMCs, I would prefer BPCL as of now. So it would be a buy on BPCL. IOC, yes, if you are invested in it, you can continue to hold.
From KR Balan, and he wants to know whether is it advisable to sell Cochin Shipyard and buy Gujarat Ambuja Export. China, any view on this?
Well, you can take some profits off the table for Cochin Shipyard, and Gujarat Ambuja Exports does look more interesting in terms of for the shorter term. So yes, you can make that switch.
All right. I mean, the next query is coming in on Cupid, when Jay Prakash is already holding the stock from a price of 91 rupees. Wants a short term view in this one.
Short term view is negative. We remain corrective in the throes of an intermediate downtrend.
From Kanak Kothari from Ahmedabad, he has 1500 shares of India Cement bought at a price of 269. Should he sell or hold this counter, Hemen?
I'd say book some profit.
That's advice coming in on India Cement. But Shahina, the next query that I have is from IRB Infra. Raghunathan holding 7,100 shares, buy price is 69 rupees. Is that a hold or sell?
It's a sell.
The next query is from Ramamurthy. He wants to know whether is it a good time to invest in eMudra, EIH Hotel and HG Infra. Shahina, any view on these three counters?
Um, I would prefer taking one stock at a time. So I would think eMudra is a good concept stock and one can continue to hold as of now.
Next query, viewers, is going to be the half century because we are hitting the mark of 50 queries in this show. And yes, Hemen and Shahina have been very supportive in addressing these many queries throughout the show. And any which ways, we have Somit with us and he's on a roller coaster ride indeed. So thank you so much, Shahina, as well as Hemen for supporting all throughout. But it's not it. Shahina, I still have a couple of queries pending, and this one is coming in on Siemens, wherein Krishnan is bought the shares at a price of 7,000 rupees. What to do in this particular stock? Is this a good stock to hold for the long term?
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. And with the overall power sector, the demand, there's a lot of infrastructure going, capex going on. So I think it's a good hold.
Well, the last query for the show is from Namita, and she wants to know the technical targets for these four counters: Strides Pharma, Solara Active, Indoco Remedies, and Jubilant Pharma. Hemen, have you tracked any of these four counters? Any targets for the next 3 months?
I'll go one by one. I don't remember all the four stocks, Sumit, but firstly, Strides Pharma, resistance at 1350. Only if it closes do we see a further upside. So target is as of now 1350. Solar Active Pharma looks good. I'm not sure if there's a short-term view. We are heading towards 750. Longer-term view 900. And the other stocks you mentioned, Sumit.
Indoco Remedies and Jubilant Pharma.
Okay, Indoco Remedies hold. Sorry, 355, 370, and Jubilant Pharma would be all-time high. Okay, Jubilant Pharma would be four figures, 1,000.
All right, but with this, viewers, it was the last query on the show. As you can see, we have addressed 51 queries, and indeed, that one additional query was a Shagungi query. But thank you so much, Shahina, as well as Hemen, for joining us today and helping all our viewers with their stock-related queries. Indeed, the highest number of queries that we have addressed in this particular show. But with this, it's a goodbye from me and Soumit and the entire team who put this show together. Thanks so much for watching.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.